Yo fam, what's good, how's everybody? Let's go. Well, we're back again with another build video, and this one is season 21 ready, and this is the Arc Titan. Now we're getting a few new artifact mods. So amped up gained damage resist while amplified. A thunderous retort gains bonus arc super damage if you cast while critical into amplified, which is 30%. Shock and awe, arc final blows while you are amplified, summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets, and then lightning strikes twice. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time. Arc final blows will extend this duration. So, you know, it's definitely going to be an arc season. Void also got a little bit of a look in as well, which we'll get some builds for that. But this is a pre-season 21 loadout. I've got no artifact mods on so that you can see raw. You can take this straight into season 21 and it's going to work. I'm using Pulse, so I reckon Storm Grenades could make a comeback in Season 21, so keep your eyes on that. Thunderclap, another great addition there. Seismic Strike, you can use that if you want to do unstoppable champions and stuff, but you really don't need it. Ballistic Slam as well, once again, personal preference. I like Thunderclap, and the reason I do is the same reason I like Thruster, is they're nice and quick and easy to get rid of so that you can use your Heart of Inmost Light, which is the exotic that makes this whole thing work really well. Thunder Crash is far better than Fist of Havoc. I mean, Fist of Havoc is an ad clear. I like the Thunder Crash just to be able to smack into a champion or whatever. You can also switch out your Heart of Inmost Light for your Curious of the Falling Star and get the additional 100% damage as well. So you can just do that on the fly when you get to boss damage or whatever. Touch of Thunder, you obviously makes your pulse grenades create Aeonic Traces and does more damage. And then Knockout, defeating targets with melee attack starts health regeneration and makes you amplified. Yeah, so two great things there. That melee ability there, especially with the Thunderclap, is really good to just get some health regeneration back. Spark of Amplitude, rapidly defeating targets create orbs. Spark of Discharge, arc weapon final blows have a chance to create Ionic Traces. Your lingering arc grenades last longer, and then your arc grenades jolt targets. Now, those Ionic Traces gives you 12.5% of your whatever your abilities back. So it's a massive amount. So you can create them from your grenades. You can also create them from your weapons as well. Spark of Resistance, if you want to rock it, if you find that you're dying a little bit more, I'd chuck it on. It does give you a 30% damage reduction on all coming when you're surrounded by enemies. As you can see, there is no artifact mods on. So this is a complete raw build. And this is a little bit more gameplay here. Now, I am using a specific weapon here, which we'll touch on a little bit in a sec, a little bit how it works, but it is the Traveler's Chosen. It's one of my favorite exotics, especially with sidearms being as great as what they are now. You have the ability to obviously do barrier champions if you've got the mods on, which is super handy next season. I don't think they're copying anything in the way of champions, but, you know, it's still a great thing. I mean, sidearms are amazing. So onto your helmet, you've got heavy ammo finder. Now, you don't have to run heavy ammo finder. You can run dynamo or power preservation so that your teammates can get extra orbs and things like that. I always have a siphon on, so I've got harmonic siphon on, so I'm using arc weapons. That way then you're going to create orbs. Now, Ashes to Assets, massive. You're going to be able to throw grenades and get anywhere from about 1.5 to 4.9% of your super back for every grenade kill. Firepower, obviously creating more orbs with your grenades. You're going to throw a lot of them. Grenade Kickstart. Now, this is massive. You go from anywhere from, I think, I can't remember the exact bottom number, but it goes all the way up to 42%, I think, with your armor charges. So you can nearly get half of your grenade back just from throwing it. So massive. Any of your damage resistance that you want. Personally, I mean, they're all 15% damage reduction. Stacking wise, you do get diminished results. So if you stack the same thing twice, you get up to 25. It's personally what I like to run, but you can see Heart of Inmost Light there. Using your ability to overcharges them or empowers them, and then they do more damage, and the regeneration rate is higher. So that's why Heart of Inmost Light is a great exotic, and it has even been nerfed, so it's still good after the nerf. Innovation and Recuperation. Now, Innovation is 10% grenade pickup. Like every time you get an orb, you get 10% of your grenade back. Recuperation, you get 70 hit points. Now, that doesn't stack. Innovation, you can stack, but it's really a diminishing return. It's not really worth it. You only get an extra 3%. So don't do it. Just put one of each on. Reaper, every time you use your class ability, you're going to get an orb. You're going to use a hell of a lot of your class ability to do it. Bomber, and then Distribution. Now, these are all targeted at bringing back your abilities fast as possible. Now, Traveler's Chosen, as I said before, it's an amazingly good sidearm. But you can see here, Gathering Light final blows with this weapon grant stacks of Gathering Light, and a long press consumes it, granting melee, grenade, and class ability energy based on the number of stacks. Gift to the Traveler, each stack of Gathering Light improves the weapon's reload and handling. So it really is great. It's also got Osmosis, so when you throw your grenade, you gain whatever the grenade ability is what you're going to get. So in this case, it's arc. So I'm going to throw an arc grenade. You're going to see the Traveler's Chosen is now an arc weapon, which then plays into the whole build. It's a really good exotic. If you haven't used it, I would give it a crack. It really does give you your abilities back super quick. And if you're someone who likes to spam abilities like me, then get into it and give it a crack. But you can see here at its work, you don't have to wait for the full stacks. You can, consume the Gathering Light, even if it's 2 or 3, and it'll give you the smallest amount. Maybe it's just enough to get your grenades back. And then you just constantly keep slaying out with it. So, once again, great weapon, give it a try. And then we're going to lead straight into the next one, which is the Eclos, which is one of my favorite SMGs. It was what I picked up when Recluse got nerfed. It's got Volt Shot Threat Detector. Now, I'm a massive fan of Threat Detector. Volt Shot is amazing, and you can see here just slaying out with it. That's what I use a lot. The Volt Shot obviously chains to other enemies. That then creates ionic traces. It's just great all-out SMG. So give it a crack. And then Forbearance, probably the best. Look, we could argue this. It's probably the best legendary grenade launcher in the game. You get it from Valve Disciple, and you can see here it's just absolutely destroying ads. It is my favorite by far, and pairs perfectly with this build. So once again, it's all in the weapons, I think, and the build. And these are just a few sneak weapons that you can use. Here is my shaders and the actual low of the appearance of my character. I had some people ask last time, so hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash a like and follow, and I'll see you guys very soon. Appreciate the love and support. Stay groovy, stay safe. As always, deuces. Appreciate you. GGs.